Powered Parachute 6-2 Basic Flight Maneuvers. Let's now explore the art of making turns in your powered parachute or PPC. Picture this. You're soaring through the skies, and you decide it's time to gracefully change your direction. Now, let's break it down. To initiate a turn, you need to bank the wing in the direction you want to go. How much you bank depends on your preference: shallow, medium, or steep. Shallow turns are subtle, with a bank of less than 20 degrees, while medium turns range from 20 degrees to 45 degrees. Steep turns, at 45 degrees or more, are generally not recommended for powered parachutes. As you decide on your bank angle, both primary controls come into play. The steering bars are your go-to for banking the wings and determining the turn rate. Think of them as your partner, guiding you through the skies. But here's the trick. To keep your powered parachute level during the turn, you must also tweak the throttle. More bank equals more throttle to maintain that sweet equilibrium. Now, let's delve into the details. A shallow turn is gentle, with no noticeable increase in load or airspeed. Keep a constant pressure on the steering bar to maintain this turn. If you abruptly release the pressure, your powered parachute will smoothly return to straight flight, thanks to the minor pendulum effect. Medium turns are a bit more demanding. You'll feel higher loads and notice a bump in airspeed. Once you've established the bank, keep the pressure on the steering bar to stay in the turn. Release it too abruptly, and you might experience some gentle oscillations as your powered parachute levels out. Each powered parachute has its unique flying quirks, so elliptical wings might handle these turns differently than rectangular wings. To maintain altitude during a turn, here's the secret sauce: coordinate your steering input with throttle increase. In a shallow turn, a modest steering input and a slight throttle boost will keep you flying level. But, as you crank up the bank angle, be prepared to dial up the throttle accordingly. Now, when you're ready to exit the turn and return to straight and level flight, release the steering controls smoothly. Your powered parachute's pendulum stability will take over, gracefully bringing you back to that smooth flight path. So, let's add some elegance to your flight repertoire with these turns. Mastering them opens up a world of possibilities in the skies. Let's talk about handling your powered parachute controls with finesse. You're in control, smoothly navigating the skies. Whether you're adjusting the throttle or gently manipulating the steering control, the key is slow and steady movements. This is your ticket to preventing Pilot Induced Oscillation or PIO, ensuring a smooth flight through the clouds without any unwanted wobbles. As you embark on turns, remember, the rate of your powered parachute's turn is directly linked to your steering control input. More input equals a quicker turn. But, a word of caution. If you go full throttle on the steering control without compensating with adequate throttle, you might find yourself in a rapid descent. So, think of it as a careful balance where both controls, steering and throttle, must work together effectively. Now, let's highlight some common errors in level turns. First off, always clear your airspace before you begin your graceful turn. And here's a tip. Maintain your posture with the cart during the turn instead of trying to sit up straight. It's all about that fluid connection with your powered parachute. And don't get too comfortable turning in just one direction. Practice turns in both directions to become a true maestro of the skies. Now, let's talk climbs and descents. If you're aiming for the heights, increase that engine RPM. To descend gracefully, dial down the RPM. Picture your flight path changing from a level or descending angle to a beautiful ascent with a climbing turn. But remember, in all your aerial maneuvers, keep a keen eye on your altitude. Gliding is your powered parachute descending in a controlled descent with minimal engine power. Imagine your powered parachute smoothly moving forward while losing altitude. This is where the glide ratio comes in. If you travel 3,000 feet forward while descending 1,000 feet, you've got a glide ratio of 3-to-1. Wind plays its part too. A tailwind extends your glide, while a headwind shortens it. Now, when it comes to descending, reduce that throttle, and watch your descent rate. The bank angle also comes into play. A greater tilt means a quicker descent. Lastly, don't be tempted to stretch your glide by adding too much flair. It might seem tempting, but it could lead to an increase in your descent rate. So, let's keep the momentum going. Glide through the skies, mastering turns, climbs, and descents. With smooth, coordinated moves, you'll be the pilot everyone admires in the vast expanse above. Imagine your powered parachute as a partner in the vast theater of the sky, and the art of wing trim as the choreography that ensures a seamless and graceful performance. This essential method empowers your aircraft to navigate the skies with accuracy and stability, skillfully adapting to the subtle variations in air currents, akin to a seasoned aviator finely attuned to the complexities of flight. In the realm of aviation, wing trim is the fine-tuning mechanism that enables your powered parachute to maintain straight flight without the need for constant manipulation of the flight steering controls. It's akin to achieving the perfect ballet position, where the aircraft, if properly trimmed, glides effortlessly through the air, requiring only occasional adjustments to counteract any inherent left-turning tendencies. However, should your aerial ballet deviate from its harmonious routine, fear not, as the pilot, you hold the conductor's baton. By delicately pulling down one of the steering controls and applying a touch of pressure, you can artfully tweak the speed of the wings, restoring equilibrium to your performance. This is where the magic of wing trim unfolds. Enter the trim lock, a mechanical virtuoso in the aviation orchestra. As the pilot, you have the power to set this device on the ground or even mid-flight. Think of it as your wing's personal assistant, gracefully maintaining the necessary pressure on the side that requires it. With the trim lock's support, you, the pilot, are liberated from the constant demand to apply pressure manually. It's as if you have a partner who seamlessly follows your lead, enhancing the fluidity of your aerial routine. Yet, a word of caution: while trim locks are valuable companions, they should not steal the spotlight from the core principle of a well-set and properly trimmed wing. Over-reliance on trim locks, much like an overused prop in a theatrical production, can lead to inefficiencies and increased drag, potentially marring the elegance of your flight. It's essential to acknowledge that not all powered parachutes are equipped with trim locks. This detail depends on the specific manufacturer and make or model of your aircraft. Regardless, mastering the art of wing trim and understanding the nuanced maintenance of a properly trimmed wing will elevate your flying experience. With each movement, your powered parachute becomes a masterpiece in the sky, soaring with grace and poise. Keep those wings finely tuned, and may your flights be a symphony of aerial artistry.